this is Aloha to you from Hawaii Preppers Network. I'll give you a tidbit of an update of my remaining plants, vegetables in buckets. Here's the bell pepper, coming along, not too bad. Well, here's carrots. Most of these carrots I already pulled out. I harvested them a little bit too soon. So I transplanted my other growing carrot seeds into the bucket. And they're growing along. Here's more carrots. Yeah, I got carrots in there. I'm not going to pull them just yet. It's still a little too soon. Here's my tomato plant. One of them. And this one is a beefsteak tomato. Looks like something got there. But I'm keeping an eye on them. I have a little bit more growing here in this bucket as well. And here's one of my beets. This is the remaining of my garden beans. I was able to harvest so many over and over and over again. So I'm gonna have to get this out into the compost very shortly. And here's the remainder of my lettuce, which they have begun to bolt, so I'll just let them go and collect the seeds for a second generation of lettuce. So I was able to harvest quite a bit of lettuce here and have a lot of salad. This here is the remainder of my cucumbers. Cucumbers didn't turn out as much as I thought it would. I was able to probably harvest a few of them. Not very much. I don't know. They just didn't get as abundant as I thought they would, but I'll probably start planting some new ones. And this is the remainder of my hanging planter. I did harvest a lot of the tomatoes already, and I have one more right up there. But that one is still green. And the cucumbers, I was able to harvest a couple, but majority of them died out. Here is more beets that I started a while back, and more carrots that I need to transplant as well. Majority of the vegetables that I have here, fruits and vegetables that I have planted, have been from seed. There's more carrots. I put more peas in here, second generation peas. I was able to harvest quite a few peas. I saved a lot of them. I saved a lot of the seeds. This here is another tomato plant of mine. It's growing right here and there. And here's some more right there. And I got a little bit more here as well. And here's the peppermints. I still need to transplant them. Here's another 3 other buckets of tomatoes I have here, but for some reason 2 of them, I don't know. But this one here is coming along. It's getting there. I've been protecting them with netting, garden netting, and whatever netting I can find from the birds. The birds have been eating my tomatoes. Here's my other topsy-turvy. The very top here is the bell peppers. It's changing color, so it looks orange. So, coming back out to my backyard here is the compost. Right about this area here, I had originally my banana trees here, but since we redid the wall in the back here, I am able to more or less make a new landscaping of vegetables and fruits and herbs and what have you. So I just saved my banana plants and I transplanted them, as well as I saved a lot of pineapple crowns and I transplanted them as well. These pineapples will grow out. And here is my brandywine tomatoes, which is growing. Transplanted one of the papaya trees. spearmint back there. Cherry tomatoes here. They're coming along slowly but surely. And this here again is my turmeric. It is a root plant and it is a spice that we all use. So I am looking forward to harvesting this one. It does take approximately 90 to 10 months for the root to be ready to be pulled, harvested. So I have a ways, sometime next year. What I did was I also planted a lot of the marigold plants around, and I also have planted lavender because marigold and lavender are insect repellent plants. Not only that, they also have a lot of medicinal properties, and you can make tea and you can use them for other things, so they're very good to have. So is spearmint, and so is the peppermint. Peppermint is a bug repellent plant as well. Here's another tomato plant that I planted a while back, and I just transplanted it not too long ago. I don't know, doesn't look like it's doing too well, but we shall see. I'm just leaving it here for now. Here's some of my herbs here in a pot with my green onions. I have more turmeric plants here that I still need to transplant. And this here is grapes. This is a grape plant. I had this a few years ago and it died out, and all of a sudden it bloomed again. Go figure. This one here is a melon. Evening dew, so it is a honeydew melon plant. I'm looking forward to that one. Here's another papaya plant here, and this is my other one that I need to transplant ASAP. These two here are my watermelon. I planted more seeds here, but I'm working on this backyard. I'm working on my garden slowly but surely. In this area here I transplanted some of my peas, so they should be sprouting very shortly. Second generation peas. So I'm going to be placing around this area here probably about 3 to 4 raised garden boxes, but I have to work on it slowly. And then in this corner I'm probably going to pull things out and transplant some other fruits or vegetables. Here's a tomato plant that I planted a while back. It's still growing tomatoes. Here's another tomato plant too. And then along the wall here I transplanted my watermelon. I have 2 watermelon plants that I planted by seed, and a few days ago, in fact only 3 days ago, they were small, but they're getting bigger. I noticed they're getting bigger by the day. Look how big that is. But I placed a couple of the lavender plants around here too, just to deter bugs, keep the bugs away. But these aren't the only 2 that's growing on these vines. I have a tiny one back here. Very tiny right there. It's really small. And then I have more going along the vine down here. Right here is another. And where's the other one? I have another one somewhere along the line here. Here it is. It's really tiny. Where are you? Right there, if you can see it. It's right here. Really small, so I'd say I got about 4 to 5 altogether on these vines. I don't know how many more is going to be coming out, but I'll just train the watermelon vine to probably go back and forth to cover the watermelons eventually and shade them from the hot sun. But all in all, this is a work in progress, and I have enjoyed the harvest. Thank you for watching!